Hello everyone, I am Sean Apollo Clark. I'm a professional commentator who's been fortunate enough to travel the world bringing you commentary for professional tournaments thanks to Starcraft 2 and of course its community. When I'm not traveling, I make educational videos for players of all levels in hope to aid you in achieving your goals. But today I'm here to talk about one thing. I'm here to talk about the multiplayer aspect of Heart of the Swarm. For starters, let's jump into Battle.net. So this is where you'll find yourself once you dip into StarCraft 2 multiplayer. Blizzard have made your journey relatively easy. By clicking on the matchmaking button, it'll take you immediately into the first step of your journey, training. Training is 3 different stages, increasing its difficulty each time, beginning with normal game speed and basic units, going all the way up to faster game speed and all multiplayer units available. Once you complete your training in all 3 stages, you're going to head up to play against the AI, where you'll play 3 placement matches to determine your skill for when you will eventually, very shortly, be going up against human opponents. And when you clicked on rank, that's where it's going to begin. So after clicking on ranked, you're going to play against human opponents, but it doesn't matter. There's no stats, there's no pressure. You're playing for fun almost at this stage. And once you get confident enough, then you're going to head over to the real deal, the ranked button over here. And this is where you're going to have 5 placement matches. Will determine what league you're going to begin your journey in Heart of the Swarm in. And this is where it all begins. So when you enter a 1v1, unlike the single play where you have various objectives, you have a single one here. Kill the other guy. Now let's jump into an actual multiplayer game. So here we are. I'm playing Zerg today, and as mentioned earlier, to accomplish killing the other guy, you need to balance the main concept of StarCraft 2, which is building your economy versus unit production. Unlike Protoss and Terran, who have the command center and have the nexus to produce workers, and then production facilities to make combat units, Zerg worker and unit production is all centralized at the hatchery. Here we'll be looking at the art of balancing making workers and making units. For Zerg, because all unit production is done at the hatcheries, you don't need to gradually build your army, you can build it all at once. This now means you can increase your economy at a much higher rate than Protoss and Terran if you can avoid making combat units in the early stages, which allows Zerg players to quickly build a superior army due to their prioritization of building workers. So now let's rewind to where it all begins. We are now a few minutes into the game, having already built a spawning pool and have Zergling speed researching. Our initial overlord was sent across the map and is about to pass the opponent's base. We initially see a barracks, which is a little scary because of course he may be producing a lot of aggressive units to threaten us. But then we see an almost finished command center which tells us that his unit production capability is minimal and his economy will be growing rapidly, which means we don't need to be worried about being attacked in the early stages. Back at base, we have continued to accumulate lava, which we'll use to morph the drones to keep up with the steady growth of the Terran economy. Alongside additional drone production, we will continue to expand to further our economy by taking a 3rd base. What we need to do when balancing workers and making units is to check if an attack may be incoming. If so, then you're going to need to produce units to deal with that attack. A well-prepared Zerg can deflect any attack with ease. The professional players leave it until the very last minute to produce units to squeeze out every last drone possible. From here, you are free to continue to increase your economy once again. Due to deflecting that early attack, we've hit the sky with our economy, expanding multiple times, allowing us to produce an expensive army with units such as the newly added Viper. The Viper is fantastic against Terran because of its abilities, Abduct and the Blinding Cloud, which renders ranged units useless. Now it's time to complete our army and go for an attack on the Terran's most recent expansion here. We lead with the Vipers to make sure we land the Blinding Cloud that nullifies the siege tanks, and then follow up with the rest of our forces, which together will deal out terrible damage. Because of the way we balanced our worker and unit production throughout the game, we were able to build up a very strong economy and overwhelm the Terran player in the later stages of the game. Fewer things are more satisfying than winning a ladder game. So there we have it. We've only just begun to scratch the surface of StarCraft. I have given you the tools to start your multiplayer journey, and I hope to see you on the ladder. Good luck, Commander. This is Sean Apollo Clark, signing off.